It. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Janice. Welcome. And I'm just about to do my friend Rachel hair. As you say, she's Caucasian, so I'm gonna do Caucasian hair in a weave. Her hair is very short, as you notice, and I will let it down and show you how short it is. It's not very long. That's the length of it here. That's the length of her hair there. So I'm just about to add extension and sew it in. This is her hair. Her hair is very fine, so we want to give her some body and everything. So I already plait some hair out the way, and I'm just about to do some really small little cornrows like this. As you can see, I'm doing this. I'm not going to use that one. That's just hair. I leave some hair out so it can cover her hair if she want to wear it in one. So this is the cane I'm going to sew the hair onto, the extension onto when I finish. So we got the weave over here, and it's some weave she had before, because you can reuse your weave if you have them and it's good quality. Like if you spend a lot of money on your weave, you can use them again. So we have some weave over here on the table. She had some on clip-on. So what we did, we take off the clip-on and we gonna sew them into our hair. Can you remember what hair it was, Rachel? You can remember the name of it? No. No? Okay. Well, it's just a weave anyway.
I know it's Russian
real hair anyway. So this is the hair here, and she had clip-on before. We cut off the clip-on and we're just gonna sew them on. So stay tuned and watch. So Rachel wants to achieve a style, because her hair is fairly short at the front as well. We want to achieve a style where her hair gonna fall on the short bit of her hair and it's all gonna blend in nicely. So what I do it circular. So you see, I do it like in a V shape. I part the parting in a V shape, like the cane are in a V shape. So when they drop, they will cover all. When it's drop, because I do it in a V shape, the cornrow, when it's drop, it will cover all hair.
Sit better.
It will sit better, yeah. And it have another style as well we can do. It's also, you could leave a bit out, plait a cornrow, leave a bit out of her own hair, plait a cane row, leave a bit out of her own hair. You could do it like that as well, the weave. But I find sometime with it like that, it looks natural. But I find when you do that, when you left a bit sometime out, the comb could get, or the brush could get stuck in it and mess up the hair and make it don't last. This will last anything up to, what I'm doing now will last anything up to 6 weeks. So, yeah, so I just, sometime, if people ask to do the one with left in the hair in between, I would do one weave, leave some of her natural hair in between, do one weave and leave some of her natural hair in between. But today, I'm just doing cane row together hair only around this area. I'm doing just there and there. But as I say, I'm doing it in a V shape. So when I get there, it fall down. So it looks more natural. So I'm just about to do a cane row now. I'll show you how I do the cane row. I plait the cane row in with some taut now. Here I go now. So I'm just about to plait the cane row in. So this is Rachel here. So I'll plait the cane row from about there. So I will do it from about there. So I got my piece of extensions and I do like this. And I get Rachel hair, piece of Rachel hair up. And then I do it in 3 pieces, like I showed before, and I plait the cane row coming down, like that. You keep plaiting it all the way down, in 3s. You're picking up 3 pieces with the extensions, and you're plaiting it going back. Right. So you're plaiting it going back, and I'm doing it going back. So you're plaiting the cane row going back like that. So you're taking up 3 pieces as you go along. This is it. As you notice, I done one already. So we just do them all the way, and I come to the half. I plait them in half, so we done already wrong there, so we just doing this bit now. So I do them in half, that's it, and then I stop here, and then I'll go on the other side. But the other side, the one on the other side is already done. So basically this is how it looks. So I put one either side each other of the cane and I plait them like this. So guys, we continue to do the same method all the way through. So we're gonna do, make sure it's 4 of these here, because we don't want to do too much and carry too far up, otherwise you'll start seeing the weft of the weave, and you don't want to see the weft of the weave. So I will continue. We're gonna do 4 more rows and that's enough. I mean 2 more rows and that's enough. So we do 4 in all, because Rachel hair is thin. I don't want to go too far up, because you will see the weave from the top when our other hair come over it. So we're gonna leave it like this basically. So I'm gonna do another cane row style now. Another cane row. So I got the hair, and then we go like that, and then I go like that. Pick up 3 pieces as I go along. So that's it. And then you continue, do it all the way through, like I show you how to do, until you get at the end. Just keep picking up 3 pieces as you go along. 3 pieces, 3 pieces, until you reach to the middle again. That's it. So remember, we're gonna go to the middle there, and I stop. I bring the cane around and I stop about here. So I will continue to do the other 3 plaits in our head, and then I'm done. So now I got to the last bit of Rachel here of the 4 corner where I'm going to do. So I make sure I take this quite far around the front, as you see from where her fringe is. I take it like just around here. So it's between like her fringe, near to her fringe there. I'm gonna start the corner from next there, quite forward, so it could drop down and cover the short hair in the front there. So this is my last plait. So as you could see, I bring the plait up quite a lot, but don't go too far up, because Rachel hair is fine. You will see the weft, so this is enough for it to come through. So not too far up the front. And now I'm working on the last 2 rows. So that's 4. That's how many in all, because I do 1 on each side, and it's 4 rows. So in all, 8 plaits. 8 plaits in the hair. So half on one side and half on the other side, as you notice. I do half on this side and half on that side, because I bring it in a V shape. So I'm just about to plait my last cane row in. So this is what we need all for when you're doing weave. You need one of these needles, the bended needle. You could get them on eBay. Just look for needle for sewing weave and you will find it. So this is the needle you need, because it need to, you could use straight one, but I get on better with the bent ones, so I like to use these ones. And this is my cotton. You could get the cotton off eBay as well. They got a smaller one and you have bigger one. But one of my friends from London bring this big one for me. Bless her. It was so sweet. She bring it for me as a present. So I'm grateful for this. And another thing is I show you how to do the cane row. But if you didn't pick up the cane row on this video, I have another video on my YouTube which I show you how to do cane row. So once you know how to do the cane row, you could sew on the weave really easily. So I got my weave here, and I got the needle, and I got my thread. But this is a special thread. This is not just any thread. It's a thread for sewing weave with. So you have to look for weave cotton, not the normal thread, because that will break. Because with this thread, you can't break it unless you cut it. You will end up damaging your hand if you try to break this. So you have to get a special thread. And they have small, thinner thread than this. Sometimes it's not as thick as this, but I prefer the thick one. And I finished the cane row on Rachel hair now. I finished the 4 rows of cane row. Make sure you do them smallish because you don't want to do them so big, because then the hair will look too like puffy. So you want it to look and lay as flat and look as natural as possible. So do the cane row them a fair size, not too big size. So we finished the cane row and we're just about to sew the weave onto the cane row them now. So what I do, I cross, because I sew them next together, I cross them over like that and I stitch them in. Stitch them, or sometimes I sew them in as I go along with the. So guys, I'm just about to sew down the bits them now on Rachel hair. I'm gonna sew all the bits from the cane row down flat so I could sew my weave onto it. So basically, I've got needle and cotton here. This is the needle and cotton here. I thread my needle and my cotton. So I'm just about to sew all the bits of, out of it. That's it. So 1 minute, bear with me people. So I'm just about to sew all the cane row them, all the bits with sticking out the way. So I'm going to sew these away first before I start sewing my weave on, just to make it easier. So that's what I'm about to do. So I'm going to sew all these away and then I'll show you when I finish what I did. Thank you, darling. So I'm just going to sew these out the way. You sew down all the little pieces of hair out the way. So you just sew them in. All the ends and everything, I will stitch them out the way into the cane row. So they're not in my way when I'm ready to sew the weave on. So I'm just going to sew them out the way now. Now I crisscross the hair and sew them down flat so I could sew my weave on it now. So I crisscross them and sew them all down with my cotton, with my needle and cotton. This is my needle and I thread it. And I sew them down. So you crisscross the hair to each other and sew them down flat. So you could sew the weave on top. So I'm just about to sew the hair down. Just about to sew the hair down. So I put the weft, because every hair got the weft like this. You have to make sure your weave got weft if you're going to sew a weave, yeah, because some of them come without weft. So make sure you have. Right, so I'm here now and I'm just about to sew the weft. I put the needle, I sew the weft, the needle through the weft. Make sure the needle, the thread is clear. Sometimes the thread could get a bit knotty. And you pull the thread through. Pull it right through. And then put it back that way down here. So you just keep sewing it to the hair, the cornrows. Just show the weave, the weft. You go under the weft because there's a bit in the weft there. So you put the needle through the weft. Be careful with your fingers. And you sew it in the weft.
So your fingers.
And you continue to go all the way across. Continue to sew it all the way across this first row. So you keep sewing. And sewing. Sometimes the thread could get knotty, so clear it if it get knotty. And then you continue to sew. You continue to sew. All the way around till you reach the end of the weft. So you sew it. Continue to sew. When you're sewing as well, I'm sewing the first one now, but when you're sewing, make sure you sew it on the end of the cane row. Start from the end of the cane row them and make your way round. But because I start the first one, I start from there. Also, you don't have to take the needle apart to sew it. You just continue with the thread. Keep the thread on and just put it in the other row. Let me show you. You don't have to take out the thread. What I do, and take the needle And then I go to the next row with a needle. Instead of cutting off the thread, I go into the next row with a thread, so you don't need to cut it off. I'll go in the next row there, and I will start the other weave by the end of this skein row here. Start the other weave here. So you don't have to cut off the thread. I just bring the thread through and I will start just here with the skein row end, and I'll bring it right round again. 1 minute. So what I do, I bring the cane row, I bring the weave, the weft of the hair, this is the weave, I bring it right at the end from where I start the corner. I always start it from the end, and then I sew it going along. So I start it from here. So I'm not going to thread the needle again. What I'm going to do now is take the needle and push the needle up under here, but be careful you don't stop the pulse. Make sure it goes under the hair and not in the person's head. So I pull it up to Rachel's head and I will start sewing from there. So I will get my weft now, my weave. Thank you, Rachel. And then I will start sewing from here, from the end. I start stitching it from the end. 1 minute. I start sewing it from here, start from the edge from where the canary is, and I start stitching it from there. Some of the hair may come in from her front, so that's why I normally plait them out the way. So just remove it anyway. So start sewing from the edge from where I started the cane row, and then sew it all along the way. All along the way, so keep sewing. And keep sewing it still onto the cane row. Make sure you sew it onto the cane row all the way around, not into our head, just on the cane row. Sew it all around. Make sure you go to the other side of the cane row. So the other side of the cane row will be the same. You bring it right round. If the weave is too short, you add to it and cut it. Or if it's too long, you cut it. I come to the end where this was too short. So what I will do, I will add another piece of weft right next to it here and stitch it on and carry it by the end with our hair and here. I will sew it from here to there because it wasn't enough weft, so I have to add some weft to that and bring it right on the end of the corner there. So it's settled nicely there. So I'll bring it right here. Just about to show you when I get to the end, what I do at the end of the hair. I thread, I keep going with a cotton. So you keep sewing into this, sew into the weft, through the cane row, and through the net. Some people just go under the net, but I go through it. And when you reach at the end of the, when you reach off at the end, oh, that's going in a mess. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. I just wasn't watching what I was doing, and it get all messed up here a bit. Sorry about that, people. So when you get by the end, how to stop it from coming out, you put it through each other. You loop it in a loop like that through the needle. Again, I'm going to show you when you finish, you put the needle in and you bring it through the cotton. So you're securing it. Thank you. When I finish here now, I come to the end of her corner there. As you can see, I'm at the end of her corner. So I'm going to cut this bit off because it's too long. So I'm going to cut this bit off. Here where I had in the bun, I'm just about to, the bit of her hair where I had thing up away. I'm just about to let that go now and leave it on top of all on top of our weft now. So this is it. We finish the hair now. So that's it. We finished the hair, and then we're gonna give it a good brush. So this is the finished result. It's looking good. It's all done. But I have to, the bit I plait on the hair. The bit I plait on the hair where I said if she want to put it in a ponytail, I plait it out the way. I'm just gonna undo that bit now. Take the extensions out of that bit where I put apart, because remember to plait this bit in. So if she wants to wear her hair up in one, she can put these down. So these was just a slack loose skin where I had, where I just put out the way, so if she want to put her hair up, because you leave out some of her own hair.
It hides that.
So it's hide the weft when she putting it up, it hide that bit. The weft like this bit, it hide this when it goes on top of it. So that's it. We're just gonna take this out now, this piece of weave excess, and then if she wants to put her hair up, that's it. 1 minute. So this is the finished result of Rachel weave. I finished it. We straightened the weave, and she look like a little doll now. How beautiful, and it's really, really long. Turn on the back, Rachel. You see the back is beautiful as well. Turn the front again, Rachel. Oh, look how beautiful she look. So the weave is done. It takes me like an hour and a half to do it. And we're done, and it looking very beautiful. You can see right up to it. You can see all around. There is nothing you can see, no weft. Nothing, is just beautiful. So Rachel is very, very happy. Are you, Rachel?
Very happy.
Right. Thank you all for watching my channel. And we'll see you soon. God bless. And she's happy with her hair.
Welcome back.
Thank you all. See you soon.